Hello, gang. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning, afternoon, or honestly, whatever day it happens to be while you're hearing this. As you can see, we have kittens in space again, specifically kittens on the moon. It's been a couple weeks. Many updates have happened. Actually, every time I launch the KSA game, there's a new version. So it's a bit annoying, but also nice to see the speed of improvements, or at least updates. So I don't follow it super close. Um, because that excitement of, oh, can I build a rocket, can I fly over the ocean, how far will it go, how does a rocket work, teach me orbits. That's all happened a decade ago with KSP, as I figure is the same for you guys. So I'm checking in every now and then, see where the game is at, see what's happening. Really excited for it still. But I notice also I need a little bit of a gameplay loop. I need to have stuff to do, stuff to explore, because just building rockets for the sake of it doesn't really do it for me anymore. It was great the first time around, but yeah, cannot do it again, unfortunately, as with many firsts in life. Okay, getting philosophical there. So the moon. I found in the menus that we could start at the moon. I was originally considering to do a moon mission from the Earth, but then we'd be staring at like the maneuver planning screen a lot of the time. And while I'll briefly show you. While it's perfectly capable and accurate even, and it seems like you could do a lot from here. Honestly, I haven't put in the time to familiarize myself with the UI here, and I don't think it looks amazingly pretty, so I don't imagine you'd enjoy looking at it for too long in a video. So we'll save that for later. Instead, we get to fly around the moon a little bit. Let's actually do that. Let's fly up. And one thing I noticed on the nav ball of this game here, the one in the lower left, it has a whitish and black backgrounds. Yeah, the word is backgrounds. Yay, go me. And I cannot untwist these in my head. For me, the black is the sky, because look at it. The sky is space, it's black. But if I do that, actually, you see it's turning quite rapidly towards the ground. So the black is the ground, which I suppose works like black, death, don't crash into it. And then the more off-white bit is the actually pointing up. I say sky, of course there's no air on the moon, but you all know what I mean. The stage has run out because the pre-built rocket now has staging. So let's go to the second stage, shall we? I hit spacebar and it's still full muscle memory from KSP, and it mostly works. So I'm sure like many of the developers, they are actually from KSP, either from the direct development team or from some of the better known mod packs. Let's actually ignite this engine as well. I don't know if this was the way to do it, but it is on now. So you can see me fumbling around as I try to string together sentences and control this rocket. I think this is still the stage with the nigh infinite delta V, so we can cruise around as we want. Actually, let's turn off the engine and see what happens. We know what happens. So the moon then. And the first time I saw this, as I checked out a little bit before recording this, but still mainly a fresh look, I thought in my memories like, this is pretty similar to the KSP moon. It actually doesn't look that much better. But then I remembered that memories can be faulty, and I booted up KSP, and yeah, it's gray. It resembles it, and KSP certainly isn't ugly, but this looks better, quite significantly so. Also the size, I like that it's the actual solar system size. So this seems like a planet. Like we're already up 28 kilometers, and if you're up that far in KSP, it's basically like orbiting an asteroid already. That said, it's been a long time since I seriously played any KSP, and looking at this, ironically, made me want to play KSP, because that has all the parts, has all the missions, has all the mods, has all the stuff to do. Even though objectively, like the foundation of the game is not that great. Like we've got Krakens and all, but the game itself is just still amazing. So actually, I have a save game going again. Got a couple of mods. I think they're called Promised Worlds, and basically their whole thing was to add the stuff, like the second solar system that KSP2 was meant to have. And yeah, I'm having a blast building a base on the moon and trying to avoid going to Minmus because it's weird. So yeah, I'm doing that and occasionally still checking in with KSA, because if this project continues, I think it's going to be amazing because they're doing everything right from the ground up. Like, you can tell that the systems that they're building to facilitate these rockets and the planets and the solar system and the planning, it's all very solid. There's just totally not a game yet. And I will show you what I mean. If we like turn on the engine again for a quick second and point our rocket down, we saw in the previous video that the aerodynamics on Earth, I was going to say Kerbin, but the aerodynamics on Earth, they're not really there yet. Incidentally, I need to learn this new nav ball. I'm trying to make it point straight down, but there we go. It's so apparently I don't understand still the black and white bits yet, because now if one was the air or the sky and one was the ground, this would be pointing at the horizon, and we're clearly not. So yeah, I got some studying to do. I will learn how that works and maybe tell you in the next one. But for now, we are rocketing straight down at the lunar surface, hoping for a nice, enormous crash, like the things usually do avoid. And you'll see what I mean by when I say that it's not entirely, or actually not a game at all yet. It's at this point, and I think it's, don't get me wrong, this is the right order to develop a game like this. First, they're literally building the universe, the simulation, the planets, the other celestial bodies, and only then build the game on top of it. I think it's amazing. It also means that there's not a whole lot to do other than marvel at the things we're marveling at now. Right, let's shut down this engine. The game has recognized we're impacting. The camera has become surface relative. So let's wave goodbye to this rocket. Like, bye. No, actually not. Of course, I knew that was going to happen. You can tell. No collisions, no explosions, no stakes, nothing. We got an insane rotation rate, which is funny. But yeah, you see what I mean. There's not really a full game yet, I think. And again, I'll stop saying this because it sounds like a complaint. Nobody promised that. But if you're not checking things out yourself and using this video to maybe see what's up, it's the foundations, it's the groundwork. And speaking of that, actually, I noticed in this version that there is now also a vehicle assembly area. So yeah, we've waved goodbye to the thing, and we're now in like the vehicle customization part clicker game. I tried to make a rocket here, and I gave up after a couple seconds because, or like, let's say maybe a minute or so, because it was, for me, coming from Kerbal Space Program, like completely unintuitive. Like these things, like I would want them to snap together. So then maybe I'm looking for some kind of coupling interstage stuff, like an interstage, like core fairing A prefab interstage 3 halfway. It's like I can get the parts, but I really cannot do them. And then here I have the translate gizmo, the rotation gizmo. What is that? Does that do? So here, snapping, and maybe I need that. And then snaps, but is it now attached? Yeah, it is attached actually. So yeah, I'm sure given enough time, I could figure this out, but I don't want to. My benchmark has become Kerbal Space Program, where things are maybe clunky, but they're very intuitive. You just snap together a rocket and off you go. So clearly some work to do here, but good to see that again, the foundation of the game is really there. It's really there. And actually now I have no idea how to get back to any. Let's see what happens if we try to throw, it says launch, but throw this junkyard collection of parts onto Venus. Nothing happened. We go back to our previous vessel that's absolutely careening out of control. on the moon. Actually, this amount of rotation is obviously crazy because nothing would it would disintegrate. But the game is dealing with it quite well. It's rotating like multiple times per, I don't know, I guess per frame, because it's resembling this weird this weird ghostly tripled rocket. Let's actually see what happens if we accelerate time. It keeps doing it. And we're now at ostensibly 30 times time warp. I'm noticing that the frames per second are really starting to drop. If I go to like 120 times time warp, it's meant to be faster, but I don't think it really is. Especially if we go to like 600, like the jumps between frames become higher, but it doesn't really do it. And I noticed this earlier in more normal situations as well, where time warps above like 100, they're not really speeding up, they're just making it choppier, so that the time between frames is longer, but the frames it takes more time for the frames to render, so in real time it's not actually faster. And I guess that's because all the time warp is physical, in the sense that it's still computing what's happening rather than KSP, which just puts it on rails and does it deterministically, which works amazing if you want to do a million times time warp, but doesn't preserve stuff like this, like ship rotation, and this clearly does. So again, great foundations, but needs some tweaking before it's completely usable in a game setting. One thing I really liked was the time warp that manages to go to like, you can put it at 10% time warp, so a slowdown. Here, clearly, it still doesn't even matter. Turn on the engine, look at that light show. It doesn't matter at all. Maybe I can ask it to stop rotation, but I think we've tortured this vessel enough. But in normal situations where you want to do precision landing or something, being able to slow down time without pausing, but just going slow, is a good option. Well, for everyone that I haven't given epilepsy yet, thanks again for watching. Let me know what you want to see. Maybe you want to gallivant around Mars, Venus, maybe do that that maneuver planning thing, maybe dive into that. Maybe I want to figure out what this nav ball is meant to resemble when it's not spinning out like crazy. Maybe something else. Maybe there is a game element and I'm missing it. Tell me. Yeah, let me know. Hope you enjoyed this quick one, and see you around for the next one. Goodbye.